Hi, this is Pamela Gropey Art, and I'm going to start the new series. I've promised several people who have given me suggestions for what they'd like to see. As they join my newsletter from the website Pamela Gropey Art, I asked them a question: what do you need from me to get started on your painting journey? And the most often response is I don't have the time, or finding the time is my biggest hurdle. I totally understand that. I haven't put up a new painting video in a few months because time has gotten away from me. There's so many other things pulling me in different directions, and they're things that I can't put off. Today, as was going to start this video, I was in here trying to clean it, make it more presentable, have it picture perfect. So in my videos, you're not seeing the cluttered mess that's in here. And I thought that's not fair. That can take up all my time. I won't be able to get started. So I decided I'm just going to clean off an area that I can video for you and be happy with that for now, because we can't always have the perfect circumstances before we can take time to paint. Sometimes we just need to sit down and relax and do something for ourselves, something creative. And that's what I want you to think about. This whole series is going to be, I'm kind of going to call it, I don't know exactly what to call it because it's hard to nail down. But an idea going through my head is 10, 20, 30 minutes to paint. We are going to do an entire painting together, but I'm going to break it up into smaller chunks of time. Some will be 10 minutes or less, some will be 15 minutes or less, some will be 20 minutes or less. Well, you get the idea. And that way, if you only have 10 minutes to sit down and paint over the days that you get to paint or the times you get to paint, you will complete a painting and feel successful and relaxed doing it, rather than looking at the clock thinking, I can't do this whole hour-long video with you because I don't have that kind of time. So it's not a popular way of putting things up on YouTube to get viewers and whatever, but this isn't about me and my channel. This is about helping you to paint. I will have these lessons up and available for download privately, but that will have a modest cost to it because I have to pay for that server for those things to be hosted on for you to be able to download them. But all of them will be free on YouTube, and I will break them up. I will put them in a playlist. So if you need to find it again, or the next one in this series, like the first one I'm going to start with is a rooster. I should have it here to show you, and I'm not prepared. But that's okay. When I get started, you'll see it. So my little pep talk is, number one, if you find 10 minutes in a day, sit down and do a painting, and I will let you know how long something takes in the beginning of a video. I also will break maybe in points or tell you you could stop here if it's a 20-minute video and we're into it 10 minutes. And that will help you too if you have to break, and then you can find that spot again easily. Also, I want to say, don't compare yourself. Don't compare yourself to me. Don't compare yourself to others. Comparison is the thief of joy. You will learn slowly but surely and gain your own style. Just relax and enjoy the process. One of the things I love, not all of mine will be stroke painting, but I do love the one stroke method in many ways because just the laying down of the paint is so relaxing. And so a lot of my methods will include the one stroke. And that being said, don't compare, just sit and enjoy. I was going to also mention here in this video, if you don't have a lot of space, I totally get that. I raised 4 kids in under 1,300 square feet. And at that time, I didn't paint, but I sewed. So having a spot to lay out my stuff where I could just come in and sew for 10, 15 minutes, maybe the baby was napping or something was simmering on the stove and I had a few minutes, I could go and do a portion of whatever dress or pattern I was making. And the space I carved out for myself was a small library table. It was very narrow. It was maybe 12 inches deep, maybe 15, and 4 feet long. It actually fit behind our door, our bedroom door, partially. So that was kind of unused space. And it wasn't a very big bedroom at all. So I was able to set up my sewing machine there. I had my boxes of fabric underneath, my ironing board, hung on the back of the door. So when it was time to sew, I could just sit down right there at my bedroom behind the door. And, I would have to push the door open or closed so that I could sit back there partially, but it wasn't too bad. And that was my small space set aside for my sewing, for whenever I could sit down for a few minutes. So if you can carve out a little spot like that, great. If not, the dining room table is perfectly fine. I do use the brown craft paper. You've seen it in my other videos. This is in the painting department of Home Depot and Lowe's, and this is a little bit thicker. It's what they put down on the floor of many places that they're working on to protect the flooring. And it works great. Didn't mean that to be so loud, but lay out a sheet. That way everything's protected. It's not very expensive. I think it was $12 or $13 for that roll. It might have gone up. I've had that a long time. I've had it a few years. And that's perfect. Some people use a plastic tablecloth, and that works. Anything like that to protect your surface is great. My painting table is just an old table. I got it at a thrift store here in the studio, but I still cover it because I'm a pretty messy painter. So I hope you enjoy this series, and let me know what you think, or what maybe else you would like to paint together that we could do in 10, 20, 30 minutes at a time. So let's get rocking and rolling on our painting.